It will not get better, and it cannot get better until society as a whole changes its mindset. And one of the problems that I see is that the average middle class person, even though they may find this gang activity quite abhorrent and totally unacceptable, I think there's even a mentality that, well, it's just them, who cares, let them kill each other. I've heard that many times. That isn't the way to look at things. We're all part of a community, and if there's a bad element in it, we are as responsible for that bad element as those who are involved in that element. And as long as our citizens throughout this valley figure that it's just a gang issue and it's not going to touch their neighbors or their neighborhood or their own kids, no, it's just not going to get better.
Chief DeWerk says education is the key to getting a handle on the gang problem.
It's education-based and it's parentally based. The problem that I see, though, with parents is that in our area, up and down this valley in particular, many families are struggling to make ends meet. So if you have a mother and a father, or a single parent, or a teenage girl who is a parent trying to make ends meet, how are they going to spend the quality time with their kids and show them what's the difference between right and wrong, and that there are moral and ethical and even criminal consequences for their behavior? And so even though I consider myself a conservative, I really see the need for more social intervention, more support networks, which even may be government-sponsored, to provide assistance and counseling and intervention services for families that are simply overwhelmed.
The chief says all parents should be very aware of the gang problem.
We need to become less materialistic, because I do think that some families are working overtime to have the extra boat and the car and things like that. And that means then that they're away from the home so much that they just can't take care of the family requirements. And I think that if parents change their priorities and just focus, especially during the teen years, spend a ton of time with those kids and take them everywhere. And I see some of the greatest successes, when I'm at the beach or I go to the lake and I see a family and all these kids are with them, they're all playing in the water, and they may not even have a boat. The point is that there's good quality time going on there. And I think it's also important that for families who have a spiritual orientation, that they participate in the church and in the activities of the church. And be around things where right and wrong are clearly enumerated, and they aren't based on what a gang says is right or wrong, but what a healthy family would say is right or wrong, or a school says is right or wrong, or what the law says is right or wrong. Get into those areas of society, not in the criminal environment.